demonstrate to you how I used OneNote sa aking lecture classes sa physics. Okay, so what I usually use is the OneNote for Windows 10. So this is different from the full OneNote application na installed together with Office 365. Okay, so usually I use this. This is a bit more streamlined na application ng OneNote. So this is OneNote for Windows 10. You can actually download this from the Windows app, Windows Store. So if you're going to search here, okay. So usually dapat makikita yun dito. So let's say OneNote. OneNote for Windows 10. Uh-huh. Sorry, OneNote lang pala. So OneNote, this one. So it's yeah, I think this is one. So ito yung ano. So yeah. So dito yung itsura niya. Okay? So yun. So I suggest that you use the uh, your Mapua account, your Microsoft account para pwede siyang masync para automatically it will be synced to your OneDrive account sa cloud. So right now we are opening that this, you will notice that this is my class. By the way, usually what I do uh, for synchronous classes, I usually change my mouse settings because I would like to see the cursor to look like a laser pointer. So, usually before I start my class, ganito na yung gagawin ko. So, sa pointers, I already downloaded make the custom na scheme wherein all icons will be laser pointer. So if I apply this, so you will see that the cursor would look like a mouse. So kahit gamitin ko siya sa aking OneNote, pag nagsulat ako sa OneNote, sorry, this one. So mukha siyang laser pointer. So madali siya makita. Okay, so let's start. So usually what I do is I divide my sections according to the dates. So for example, June 3, I made this presentation, this presentation, this presentation, and this presentation. So, okay, so for example, let's make a new section. So add section, and then just type in test demo or demo session. So sa demo session, magkakaroon ka ng several pages. So may default na message na siya. So what I do is I type in dito sa title, let's say test title. Okay, you can also change the font size. So let's say you want the bigger font size, and then you can also change the font title. You can also make it bold. You can also change the font altogether in font time. So let's say usually I use uh, Franklin Gothic or yeah, Franklin Gothic. So pwede na hindi siya blue. So that's a test title. Okay. So now for usually because bago lang akong mag ganito, mag pen tablet. So what I usually do is I add some rule lines. So when you have rule lines, you can have it small, medium, large, or extra large depending on one. So what I use is the medium just for a guide. You don't have to, follow the line. Parang nagkano kayong engineering lettering. You can also add grid lines. So, depende sa gusto mong grid line. So, pwede rin grid line actually because it helps you do some axis. But later, I will show you, hindi ko na ginagamit masyado uh, what I use for determining axis. Now, what else? Okay, so just a quick look at the draw. So this is what I usually use is to draw. So this one is your draw or mouse or touch. Draw with mouse or touch. So this should be activated so that you can write already. If this is not activated, for example, the activated is select object, you will not be able to write. Okay, but when you have to select, if you want to select an object or type, you can do this, click here, and then you want to select this, then you can actually transfer it to another part. Okay, so what I'm using right now is my mouse kasi mas madaling mag-move. But once I start going to write, when I start writing, ano ko na siya, may gagamitin ko na yung pen ko. Okay, so again, I want to select this, and then if you want to delete it, just press delete. Wala na siya, automatic. Or, you can actually use your, sorry, eraser. Ah, wait. Oh, ayan ako. Oh, ayan, cut. Or, for example, this one, pen. Okay, so click draw, and then choose the pen that you want. Pwedeng normal pen. Ito yung itsura ng normal pen. You can also use a pencil. Pencil that you can actually, sorry, pencil. Wait, it's not working. Medyo ginagamay ko pa rin. So let's say I want to use a pencil. Yan, okay na. So kailangan ko magat na siya. So for example, black pencil. And then, oops, sorry. Should be black. Click. Ayaw. What ayaw? Wait. Okay. So draw. Yon. Into shape. Ayaw na niya. So press escape lang pala. Sorry. Press escape. And then pencil. And then tayo. Wait lang Yon. Okay. So pencil. So this is your pencil. So pwede rin black or red pencil. Okay. So pwede ka naman mag-undo. Just use Control Z. Okay, so for example, I want to solve a problem from a book. So what I usually do is to go to my book. Okay, so let's say I want to solve surveys problem 3, chapter 3, number 10. So this one. Okay, so number 10. So I just zoom in and then I use snipping tool. So ang shortcut sa snipping tool ay Windows key, Shift S. Ayan, so ganito magiging itsura niya and then I just going to uh, snip this one. Okay, and then nasa clipboard na siya. So you can now go back to your OneNote and then controls, control V. So yun, nakapaste na siya. And then if you want to move again, you can select the object using this tool and then you can actually move this, change the size. You can actually move this somewhere here or here. Ganun. So pwede nyo i-move. Okay? So ganon. And then for clearer for a wider view, pwede nating i-hide ito. So just click this one, hide navigation, para mas malaki yung effective area for writing. Okay, so if we want to solve, of course, you want to say this is a vector, di ba? So may F1, F2, tapos meron kang ano. So this is a vector addition. So sometimes you can actually use your own pen, your own pen. So click this one and then click, let's say, black or dark gray tawag dito eh. Dark gray. Say I want to choose black. Tapos you can actually adjust the size. So pwedeng super nipis or super laki. Just to give an idea, ito itsura ng super nipis. This is your 0.5 millimeter. This is your 1 millimeter. This is your 2 millimeter. And this is your 3 millimeter. Okay, unfortunately, hindi gumagana sa Windows yung pressure sensitivity or pressure sensor nito. For example, yung pressure sensor, depende sa diin nung pen, yung kapal nung yung sulat or nung lines. So it gives actually more natural look. Sa Mac kaya eh. Pinakita ni Lemuel sa akin the other day. Okay? So I'm going to choose my default would be 1 millimeter. Para pag na-record siya like here, magkaroon man ng pixelation, hindi mabubura yung line mo pag manipis. Okay? So this one. So usually what we do is draw, let's say, di ba, pag sinusolve natin to, we have to draw our y and x axis, right? So in this case, what we can do here is I'm going to select this whole thing and I'm going to delete because there are predefined shapes. So you can click the shape and then meron na mga lines. So meron ka na actually axis, pwede rin yung XY axis, 2 dimensions already, pwede rin 3 dimensions. So let's say 2 dimensions. So okay, I already selected this and then just click here. This is where to start and then this is the axis. Okay, then I could resize it here, here, etc. Okay, so now they're done. You can put in, you can put, so don't forget to tap this one para ma-activate yung pen mo. Especially coming from this, yung mga select tool. So Y and then X. So these are vectors, so you need a straight line with an arrowhead. So pwedeng ganito, which is what we do. So usually pag naka-activate yung into shape, automatic siya na mag-straight line siya. So anyway, what I usually do is I use shapes na lang for the arrow. So let's say this is F1. So I would choose a different color and then maybe a thicker line. So this is, Control Z, shapes, then arrow, and then I'm going to select, yeah, so this is F1, and then sorry, F2. So select again. This is F2, and then we can write uh, say F2, or we can make it a thinner line, F2, and then F1, and then we could write here the, so if you're pag meron kayong sinulat, nakaabang na lang din yung control Z nyo para pwede kayo mag undo very quickly. Yan. So ganon. Okay, so then you can just solve it. For example, I want to make, I want to project the X and Y axis from here. So I can do it by using this one. Okay, so for example, nagawa nyo na yung linya. And then you want to change the color. As long as it's selected, you can actually change the color by clicking the color you want. So let's say you want it to be yellow. Sorry, tama ba ako? Oh, sorry. Oh, mali. My mistake. Okay, choose the color first, then the sorry. Choose the color, and then you can do this. So this is now your let's say red. Ayun, yun. Gumana na rin. And then you want to use red for your vector components. So this is your vector component. Then this is red. Then you can change the width. Yun, nakita niya. You can change the width. Same goes for another. Yung X component, ito vector na to. Here. So that's it. And then you can write. If you want to deselect the item, just press escape. So yung kamay ko usually nakaabang sa escape, tsaka control Z. So pen, and then red, and then this is, sorry, control Z, 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 and then this is F, 2Y, and then this is F, 1Y. And then you can solve. So let's say components. Okay, F1 y is equal to F1 cosine theta, and then F2 y, sorry, mali. Okay, so this is F1x, and this is F1y, F1 sine theta. So this is components of F1. So pwede nyo tanggalin yung pagkaka-ink to shape kasi minsan automatic siya. Sorry, this should be mali. So this should be F1y and F1, sorry. Yan. And then you can have your net force. So usually kung blue yung lines, I usually use a different color. Pwede ako mag-black, purple, or indigo, or purple, etc. So usually I use black lang. So this is F1, so resultant, plus F2. So the magnitude of the resultant would be the square root of F1x plus F2x squared plus F1 f1y plus f2y squared. Okay, etc. etc. Okay, you can also do some graphs dito. So for example, I want to graph, okay, I will do a new table, a new page. So just click add page here. Okay, and then I will just write here um, graphing. Sorry, click here and then graphing. Okay, so I want to view my rule lines na graphing. So let's say I want to graph let's say uh, x squared. Okay, so what I do is from the draw, I could select this and then click math. And then so lalabas to yung tab na to. Sa full kasi parang di ko kabisado kung saan nakikita to. So, kung mali yung equation na detect niya from your selection, you can fix it. And then select an option and then graph into the graph. So this is the graph of your, and then insert on page. Ayan. And then select and then I could adjust. Okay? Now, you can also actually change the view. So ito kasi white yung paper. So when you close view, you can switch background to dark. So ang effect niya would look something like this. Okay, so for example, again, add to page if you want to use. Pati yung selections dito mag-iiba. So pwede tayong mag-add ng, let's say, yellow. Maganda yung yellow kasi sa ano. More colors kung wala rito. So more colors and then you can add white, yellow and then different shades of yellow. So let's say this yellow and then view rule lines and then you can actually draw here. Okay, let's say draw and then pen then yellow. Okay, so let's say Newton's second law of motion is given by F equals ma, where F is the force exerted on mass m and A is the acceleration of the mass. Yan. So, ganun lang siya. Okay, what else? Yeah, that's the basic. You can do some, you can actually insert pictures. Insert a table. So, if we want to insert a table, say a 5 by 3 table. So, yun, nakita na siya. So, just go to draw and then select. And then, let's say you want to make this, paano palakihin yung size. Select na yung mga cells ng table and then you can increase the size like that. Then you can increase the width. So yung height nito will depend on the size of the font. So pwede may lalabas na tab dito na table. So just your usual things that you do with tables. So delete columns, delete rows, etc. Okay, pwede ring hide borders, malaki, etc. So for example, so this is your table. So pangit siya pag ano, no? Let's say view, pwede natin tanggalin yung rule, none. So here, pwede na kayo maglagay ng so draw, and then let's say you want to draw some item. So item 1, item 2, item 3. So these are your values. So let's say 1, 2.1, 0.3, 20, 40, etc. Okay, so what else? You can also insert an online video, audio clip. You can also do your equations. You want to also use your symbol. You can add stickers. Okay, so if you want to add stickers, for fun lang usually. Say this one. So hydrogen. Sorry. So draw, select hydrogen. So yun, ganun lang. Easy lang, easy lang. So you have to really explore the ano. So now I am recording using ScreenRec. So this is my basic setup pag nag-offline ako. Pag online I use ano dito? I use MS Teams during classes. Okay, so this is your class notebook. So pwede mo siya actually, dahil nakasync siya sa OneDrive, pwede mo siyang i-share sa klase mo. Okay. What else? You can also scroll down kung kulang yung space. So let's say just like what I did dito. So let's say this one. So when I scroll down, kasi di kasya sa view na to, so I scroll down. So what I did is sa one of my classes, so for example this one. And then let's say I want to, when I scroll down, syempre yung for example this equation has been hindi na siya makikita sa view pag nag-scroll down ako. So if I want to refer to this, so what I do is to select this equation, either I move it down or I could copy paste. So you can just control C for copy, and then when you go down to a view na wala na tong view na to, let's say click somewhere here and then control V, so that is where F equal to MA na. So then you can actually use, let's say, right, let's say this is also equal to uh, derivative of P with respect to time. So PF minus PI, which is your impulse, is equal to the integral of F dt. Simple, right? So, ganun na siya. And then, we can actually, let's say, mayroon kang malaking solution dito. And then, if you want to see, let's select this one. And let's say I want to set this aside because I'm going to use this side for more solution. Pwedeng ganon. And then, if this is too big, you can actually adjust. The size of the solution. Pwede ring let's say papalitan mo siya ng color to white, or let's say papalitan mo siya ng color to pink. Pwede rin yan. So ganon. So those are the things that okay, by the way, you can also use ink to shape. Pag sabi ink to shape, that's your automatic na, for example, tinamad kang gumamit ng shapes pero bigla ka mag ink to shape. Let's say gusto mong gumawa ng circle. So automatic i-readjust niya yung ano mo, i-analyze niya yung stroke mo na iisipin niya, you want to make a circle. So, I can do it for you. So, pag gawa mo ng circle, alam niya na magsi-circle ka. So, kung gusto mong gumawa ng rectangle, siya rin mag-a-adjust. Or square, or let's say, a straight line. Tama ba ako? Ayun. Pag ganun lang, hindi siya magmumukhang straight. Pero pag nilagyan mo siya ng arrowhead, mag-straight line siya. Pwede ring oval, triangle, like this one, or let's say hexagon, what else? Pentagon, ano pa ba? Yun. So, well, rarely naman tayo gumamit ito. Okay? So, let's say naka-straight line na siya. You just add a arrowhead again to make it to make it look like an arrow. So, F2. So, again, if you want to change the color, just select and then choose the pen that you want. So, you say light yellow, 1 millimeter. Click here. Mag-change na siya. Okay? Sa ganon. Sa math naman, this can solve simultaneous equations, integrals, evaluate, solve for, let's say I have this solution, say a complicated solution like, sorry, x 2x plus 3y divided by 5x equals 1. So I want to solve for x, so just again, let's select and then math. So check nyo muna kung tama yung na-read niya. Kung tama na, you can have several options. Solve for x. X is equal to y as long as y is not equal to 0. Or you can solve for y. Y is equal to x as long as x equal to 0. Okay, so let's make this a little bit more interesting. So let's say let's delete number 3. When you want to erase, click nyo muna ito ha. Again, draw and then erase this one. So and then let's try to select it again. And then math. And then C, let's say solve for x. The answer is x equals y over 3. As long as y is not equal to 2, you can actually use the steps how to solve this. So pwede kayong ganyan. So sabihin niya anong ginawa niya. You can also solve for y. Y is equal to 3x. Again, show steps. Yun yung steps niya. You can also generate a practice quiz. So ito kailangan ng internet. So number of question, generate quiz. Siya na magagawa ng can I generate quiz? I'm not sure. Anyway, you can check it later. What we can also do is graph in 2D. So ito yung 2D graph niya. So it's a line. So this is x and y. So this is your line. So you can also do, let's say, y equals sine 2x squared. So let's select this and then click math. Kung tama, okay, tama, and then you can solve for x. So this is the answer. Ang basa niya rito ay sine 2 then x squared. Okay, so if you want to do this the right way, so maglagay tayo dito ng parentheses. Again, then select again. So mali ang basa niya. Yan. So then solve for x. So for this such complicated equations, usually it takes time. Okay, so ayun, sabi niya, the current equation or system of equations is too complex for OneNote to solve. So there are limitations in this pagsasolve. So for y, ito yung sagot. You can also graph it in 2D. So this is your y equals sign to export. So again, you can insert it on the page for more uh, for more for more detailed discussion. Let's say gusto mong palakihan, and then let's say you want to uh, annotate here. So again, click draw, and then you want to annotate. So this is equal to 1. So these are your peaks, and this is your troughs. So this is very important, for example, sa waves, pag nagdi-discuss ng waves. So you can write the wave function, and then you can actually graph it right away. Okay, so it takes a lot of practice. So it's important to practice. So, and one way to practice is by doing it in actual class. Okay? So, yun lang po. That's all. I hope may natutunan po kayo. And thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!